Hey everyone, it's me, Erica again, and today I have a kind of wrap-up of 2012 slash the best of 2012. The reason I'm also calling it a wrap-up is because I've only read 11 books this year. So I ranked these books from 1 being the best to 11 not being the best. I did reach my goal this year. I decided to read 10 books since school has been really hard. So starting off with number 11 is Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I had to read this book for school and I just found the book boring. I didn't feel like the plot was really going anywhere. He was just kind of wandering around the city and I didn't feel like it really had a point. On Goodreads, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Another book that I had to read for school was Of Mice and Men. I don't have a copy of that book since it was a school copy, but I also gave that book a 3 out of 5. I did find it better than Catcher in the Rye. I felt like it had more well-defined plot, just like the story a lot better, and everything that was put into it. Just a lot better than Catcher in the Rye, which earns its place as number 10 on my list of favorites for this year. The spot of number 9 in my favorites goes to Catching Jordan by Miranda Connelly. And I thought this book was okay. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. If I was younger, I probably would have enjoyed it more. I just felt like it was very flat and it was just very superficial. We didn't go in depth into anyone's feelings, even though I feel like the author tried. It was a good story, it just wasn't great. It was missing a lot. The spot for number 8 goes to Desire of the Dead by Kimberly Durting. This is the second book in the Body Finder series. My expectations were really high for this book considering the first one was amazing. And I just felt like it didn't have as much suspense or mystery as the first one did. It had tons more love, which I always love romance, but my expectations were just totally different for this book, and so it was kind of a letdown. I gave this book a 4 out of 5. Number 7 goes to The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I read this near the beginning of the summer of this year, and I really did enjoy it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, but I didn't fall in love with it. It was a great story, and I definitely will be reading Catching Fire and Mockingjay. Wonderful. I really did enjoy it, but it wasn't my favorite this year. Number 6 goes to Keeping the Moon by Sarah Dessen. This is my second favorite book that she's ever written. My first one is Dreamland. This one is a perfect friend relationship story. I really do love it. Great themes in this, great quotes, everything like that, great messages. I just love it, and I definitely want to reread this. This is like number 1 on my to be reread list, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars and is definitely one of my favorite books of all time in general. Number 5 on my list is The Duff by Cody Keplinger. This is my favorite contemporary novel of this year, and it just had every aspect that a great contemporary book needs. It was serious, it was romantic, it was funny. I gave this book a 5 out of 5, and I will definitely be checking more books out by Cody Keplinger. She's great. A book that I read earlier this summer was The Body Finder, and this earns the spot of number 4 out of my 11 books that I read this year, and I really liked this book. It was suspenseful, it was mysterious, it had me on the edge of my seat, especially towards the end. It doesn't have as much romance as the second one, but that's okay because the suspense and mystery is amazing. I gave this book a 5 out of 5. Number 3 goes to the third installment in the I'm Number 4 series, which is The Rise of 9 by Pittacus Lore. I think these books keep getting better and better. I'm Number 4 was good, The Power of 6 was great, and The Rise of 9 was amazing. This was so suspenseful. I seriously had like my mouth open the last 100 pages. I seriously couldn't put it down. Freaking out reading this book. Seriously, if you thought the first one was okay, please give the others a chance. It just gets better and better. I think this series is really underhyped, and I really think you should give it more love. People who have read this will understand. 5 out of 5 for this one, definitely. Alright, number 2 and number 1 are so close together, I might just both call them number 1. But if I seriously had to choose, this is my number 2. It is The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. I'm not a big fantasy person, but I decided to give this book a try, and I'm so glad I did. I fell in love with the characters, especially Ash for some reason. Fantastic. The plot was really unpredictable. It's definitely 5 out of 5. If there was more stars, I would totally give it like a 6 out of 5. That's how great it was. If you haven't read this book yet, please give it a chance. It's wonderful, and I can't wait to read the next one. So my #1 book for this year is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I don't know why I waited so long to read this series. I seriously don't know why. I already own the second one, and I can't wait to read that one. It was a perfect paranormal romance. It was even suspenseful at times. It was mysterious. It was just everything intertwined in one book, and I read it in 2 days, which is amazing for me since I'm such a slow reader. If that doesn't say anything, I don't know what will. Hush Hush definitely earns its spot as #1. 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. And I also kind of want to share with you my goals for next year. As you know, I've only read 11 books this year, which is kind of depressing considering everyone has read like 50 or above. But still, I am proud that I reached my goal of 10 and even went above it with 1 book. My goal for next year is going to be 20. So I'm doubling it, and hopefully school won't be as overwhelming as it was the beginning of this year, and so I can get a whole bunch of books in. Currently, I am reading The Host by Stephanie Meyer. It's one of the books that I got for Christmas. It's 800 pages long, but it's a short copy. So hopefully I'll be able to get this pretty quick. I just started it, so there's like not even like a dent. I'm just like that far through. Yeah, but after I finish making this video, I'm going to be reading it. Besides reading 20 books this year, I'm also trying not to buy as many books this year. I'm starting to read more on my Nook, so I'll be spending less money when I do buy books, but more than half of my bookshelf I have not even read yet, so I really need to just sit down and read the books on my bookshelf before I buy any more books. It's going to be so hard because I love going into Barnes & Noble and browsing and buying books, but I seriously need to get moving on the books on my bookshelf. So my goals for this year is to 1, read 20 books, 2, get some of the books on my bookshelf done, and 3, stop buying so many books. Alright guys, so my next video will be a Christmas haul, speaking of buying books. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your comments down below on what your #1 for this year was, and I'll check it out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you later. Bye!